Alright. Today I've decided to work on a little project. Right here on my truck again. Last time you saw, we went through, replaced the engine, rebuilt the drivetrain, all that fun stuff. Well, evidently, while it was sitting, in the time that it took me to do that, the sound system kind of gave out. The sub stopped working. I took it apart. I looked at the wiring. Everything looks good, but for whatever reason, it's just not powering up and not working. So what I've done is I've gone budget and basically did some shopping online and found some very interesting pieces here. Nothing top of the line, but budget for everyday use. Here's the head unit, which does support a backup camera. The backup camera I've got here specifically for it. Nothing too extravagant. We have only a single DIN in there, and I'm not doing the double DIN conversions. The door handle broke on the passenger side, so I had a replacement for that. And then, as you might notice, that's a 4-channel, and that's a sub amp. I'm going to take you over to the truck and show you what's currently in it. Okay. Like I said, standard DIM. I don't know, JVC seems to be the ones that I most typically get because they most typically have the features that I like. Nothing too extravagant. The lights you guys saw me put in before. Now, what's a little unique about this truck that I did before when I put that stereo in is it's actually powered by the 4 normal speakers coming directly off of here. The regular speakers that come in, it's those 6.5s in the doors, and what's supposed to be, I believe, 5x7s in the rear, but I've actually converted it so they will hold 6x9s. So those 4 speakers are still in place, even though at this point they don't work very well. And I've added this to the top. The old vinyl piece was falling down, so I found this online, and it works great. Replaced the speakers with Boss Audio because they were supposed to be better than the cheap ones that came with it, but it's time to replace those too. And if we go behind the seat here, there's a JL Audio sub that died with the built-in amplifier directly on it, which is kind of cool, but it's very expensive and it's not as reliable as I thought it would be. I even tried to wire it direct to see if the sub worked, and the sub works, but the amp is shot. This little Boss Audio cheap little amplifier here is actually what's powering these up the top. And it comes from the back of the head unit. So what I'm going to be doing is, and they have the what's supposed to be a 10 farad capacitor, but no, it works more as a wiring bank and a little bit of a power cap at least. So not running that much power. What I will be doing today is basically replacing this, replacing those when they come in. They haven't come in yet. Cleaning up a little bit in the back of my truck, replacing that, because I actually have a box with 3 triple 8s to put back here, and the amplifier for that I'm actually going to put underneath the seat. That's why it's the marine amplifier, just in case water or mud or anything were to get onto it, it would be perfectly fine and protected, seeing how it's meant for salt water, and we all know how nasty salt water can be living in Florida. So basically what I'm going to do is I'll remove that, take that out, probably use it in a future project, take these out, find out which ones are good and which ones are blown, throw out the bad ones, keep the good ones for another project. And same thing with the door and the the rear pillar speakers. Replace them, find out what's good, replace them all, keep the good ones, throw out the bad ones, and use them for a future project. We're going to install the backup camera at some point too. It's just a minor old backup camera that actually screws in directly where the license plate bracket is. So it's simple aftermarket, nothing too complicated. And like I said, it's just for a daily driver. You know, as you see, I mean, the truck is still kind of rough. I mean, it's still got its own body work to go through still. The bar project, which I'm going to actually have done because I'm not very good at welding yet. And I've got a buddy who's really good at body work, who actually owns his own body shop, and he's going to help me with all this stuff at some point in the future when he's got a little bit of time. Probably not be on camera, probably I'll be done off camera. But, you know, as you see, it just goes into the book there. And as you see, you know, just the rear light that I put on helps backing up at night. I've used it quite a few times already. But like you said, the body work will still be done. I did replace the tires on it. Got brand new tires on it. For those wondering, 32 by 11.5 R15s. I've got replacement center caps, but I have to coat them because apparently they came from American Racing, and the center caps don't come coated, or the coating that was on there was garbage, and this is what happened over time. So they sent me a replacement set after seeing all that, and I have to coat them with like polyurethane or something to keep them protected. And then once I get around to that, you know, put the new caps on. Until then, this is what's on it for right now. And like you guys saw before in the last video, upgraded the suspension, new shocks, new springs with a 1-inch lift on it to help offset. And since then I've been driving the truck, and you know, Ford sagging off, power steering pumps over the sensitive steering, but at the end of the day, it's running pretty good. Can't complain. Since it's the 4.9 and 5-speed with the rebuilt tight tolerance racing engine, and I say racing engine because that's the engine I replaced it with. It's still a standard 4.9, but they took the block. They took the specs, they made it tighter tolerances, made it a little bit better. It's definitely not the best engine out there when it comes to racing, but you know, it's enough to give this truck a little more pep. It spins these big ass tires. Alright, now I'll catch you guys later.